Now to our coronation countdown. We're getting a better idea this morning of what King Charles' big day will look like. Lara is having a good time outside of Buckingham Palace and is preparing. I got to give it to the Brits. When it comes to pomp and circumstance, they got it going on, Lara.
100%, Robin, and we really are right at the center of it all here in London, outside the gates of Buckingham Palace. And this morning we'll take a closer look at the inner circle of people who will be supporting the King and Queen at the coronation. All eyes will be on the future monarch, but some royal children are also getting ready to be part of this history-making moment. Come Saturday, the world will be watching the next King and Queen be crowned. But all eyes will be on the littlest participants, the children of the coronation. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis seen entering Westminster Abbey for rehearsals Wednesday. The most prominent roles are tasked to the page boys, and there will be 8 of them on the big day.
They're all essentially there to help the King and the Queen on the day of the ceremony. That's with the robes, walking behind them, making sure everything's okay. It's the same as a wedding service, although this time the occasion's a little different.
Prince George, who is second in line to the throne, is the youngest at just 9 years old.
And he'll be helping hold the robes of his grandfather. It's important not just for him to feel involved, but for us to see him as a future monarch himself.
The 3 other boys serving the King are close family friends of His Majesty. Queen Camilla's pages are also a family affair. They include her grandsons, Gus, Louis, Freddie, and her great-nephew, Arthur.
For Camilla, it was really important to include her own family in this special moment. We've seen very little of them over the years, and I think this is almost their big introduction to the world in which their grandmother is now going to inhabit as Queen Camilla.
And 48 students from the prestigious Westminster School will have their own moment to shine on Saturday.
When I found out, I was really, really excited. I think the whole college was screaming.
I grew up in the United States of America, so I never thought that I'd be part of something this big, and I'd actually be in this country at all, so it's really big for me.
They will be the first to hail King Charles once he arrives at the Abbey by singing out Vivat Rex. That's Latin for Long Live the King, a tradition at the coronation of kings for more than 3 centuries.
It's a real mix of children that will be taking part. It's part of sort of seeing a more diverse view into the world in which the royals now inhabit.
So much history, and joining us now to talk about that is ABC News royal contributor Victoria Murphy. It's wonderful to have you here because you know so much about this. We've talked a little bit about the children involved in the coronation, but let's do a deeper dive into cute, adorable Prince George. This is a really big moment for him.
This is a really big moment for Prince George. At 9 years old, he is the youngest of the 8 pages, but you know, all eyes will be on him, Lara, because he's there as a future king. He's not just there supporting his grandfather, but he's there seeing before him what, unless things change, one day he could be at the centre of his own coronation ceremony.
Yes, it's really remarkable.
I know that William and Kate do think very carefully about how much to expose their children to the spotlight, and they've talked to him about this, but I think there was a feeling that this is such a special moment, and for him to play a role is so special.
And what about his siblings, Charlotte and Louis? Will we see them centre stage?
We will. They've been seen at rehearsals. They're not going to have formal roles on the day, but we'll see them with their family. We're expecting them to appear on the balcony, although Buckingham Palace will not confirm that lineup yet. Charlotte's 8. We're expecting her to sit through the ceremony, but I think Louis might be a bit of a question mark there. He's only 5. When little Prince Charles went to his mother's coronation when he was just 4, he only came in for a little bit of it, and he did look a little bit bored in some of those pictures. So I think it's sort of wait and see with Louis.
And his little sister, Princess Anne, didn't even go.
Exactly.
So good on Louis if he can sit through some of it.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about a big story here, which is King Charles's want, and he's doing it, making this different, making this his own by making it more inclusive and diverse.
That's really important, and something that the royal family really want to come through on the day. This is an ancient ceremony that goes back 1,000 years, but they want to use it to showcase modern Britain today. So we're going to see inside that abbey ordinary members of the public in the seats that would have been occupied by aristocrats 70 years ago, and also a lot of diversity within that abbey. People playing prominent roles. We're going to see lots of women, which was not the case in 1953, people of different ethnicities, different religions, really putting front and centre the diversity that exists in Britain today.
We met a wonderful lady in Scotland yesterday who was invited as a member of the community to go to the coronation. He really does want to open this up to the people. Victoria, we thank you so much for your insight, and we'll have lots to do over the course of the next few days.
Thank you.
Right now, though, I will send it back to you, Robin, in New York.
All right, the royals just like us. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.